Why Dante? Why the Divine Comedy? Well, it's an incredible poem, right? And when I started the project, I had a pretty intensive research phase, and the first impulse was really, I wanted to do a game set in the kind of medieval Christian afterlife. It's definitely the mythos and the environment that I wanted to work in, and so, obviously in doing research about that, one name comes up, and that's Dante Alighieri. And the thing about Dante is that he's spent decades writing this poem. He spent more time thinking about what hell would look like and trying to imagine what it would be like to go there than anybody in history, I think. And why Dante is because he has really put more imagination into what hell would be and what it would be like than anybody else. And so I just wanted to build a game, based on his vision. Well, I think what makes Dante's Inferno really special and unique is obviously, number one is the fact that it is based upon this 700-year-old book. It's a very, I think, bold and innovative idea to really use a very specific piece of literature as the foundation for a game, and I think that that people are going to be, really drawn to the game because of that very unique mythology. And the 9 circles of hell that Dante has kind of imagined and invented are going to be brought to life in the game. Each level will be really, really unique and stunning in its own kind of with the environments, obviously, but also the characters and very unique story elements in every circle. Beyond that, there's a lot of aspects of the combat and the gameplay mechanics that are fresh and unique. We have these giant demons that you can get on top of and control, and they're very responsive. It's a very direct control over those giant demons, and there's lots you can do with them. And then, Dante fights with the Holy Cross. I mean, obviously, he's got a big blade in his scythe, and that's a very powerful weapon, but it's really, I think, that cross that's given to him by Beatrice in the story. He has holy powers with that cross, and he does a lot within the game. And in addition to fighting, he uses it to choose absolution or further damnation for the shades and souls that he encounters. And so I think all those mechanics are unique to the fiction and unique to Dante, and that gamers will find it a very unique and compelling experience. Sure. So throughout the game, Dante's going to encounter, we call them the shades. They're these souls sort of lost their way, and you can go up to them. Each one of them is actually from a character in the poem. So these shades are very rich with souls, and the souls are the economy of the game. It's basically your currency that you use to upgrade your character and buy new moves and buy new, upgrade the power of the scythe and the cross, and you choose either to punish or to absolve. And punish is a guaranteed soul payout. The absolve brings up a fairly involved mini game that's skill based, and if you fail it, you're going to get nothing. But if you succeed, you'll get a lot more. So we really want the player to sort of choose each time that risk reward based on how good they think they're getting at the game. And the message is, like life, it's hard to be holy, it's hard to do the right thing, but the reward is greater. Yeah, so Virgil is basically the narrator of the game, and like in the poem, he's there to explain to Dante how hell works. What I love about some of the Virgil dialogues in the game and in the poem is that he's there to really explain the rationale for why certain people are punished a certain way, which circle, where the rivers came from and why, and so on and so forth. So, but the thing about him in the game is I want him to be optional. I don't want you to have to listen to him like, yakking all the time if you don't want to. I can say that the way the game opens, we've sort of teased people with the opening of the game already. Dante comes home, he's been off fighting the wars, and he comes home and finds that Beatrice has been sort of savagely murdered, and we don't know why. We see that her soul escapes her body and then is sucked down into hell by what we have to assume to be Lucifer, but it's not entirely clear. And as the game unfolds, we'll learn more and more about what happened to Beatrice, but she is absolutely your goal. Much like the poem where Dante's trying to reach Beatrice, of course, we've amped up the story a little bit, and we brought Lucifer in and given him a bigger part, and we've created a conflict there. But Well, one thing about the games business is you really need to earn the right to do a sequel, and so we're really focused on like making Inferno great. Everybody's working on Inferno. Nobody's working on any, subsequent version of that. But what can I say? I think it could be done. I would love to do it. Yeah, I would like to, and I think EA would like to, but the reality is we need to earn that right by making a really awesome game, and if people love it, then they'll want a sequel, they'll create a demand for one, and then at that time, obviously, we look at doing it. Thank you.